real quick, we got Miss Clarity and Focus.
Yeah,
Being
boss lady got a
Uh-oh.
hand up.
Uh-oh.
got the hand up. Oh boy, get him,
Why you
sis.
talking like that? You embarrassing me in front of the man. Come
What's up, Sarah?
on. Well, first and foremost, thank you to the entire culture, right?
Down.
The culture is a part of us, every single one of us, and it stems from a very unique place in our experiences with hip hop. And as we've gotten through the years and as we have grown as adults, we bring that with us and it becomes the stem of how we live our lives and how we educate other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rob, I kid you not, listening to you, um, it's like reading, it's like listening to a official hip hop historian. That's the phrase I'm going to use. Your experiences and how you've been very eloquent in your usage of words and how you express yourself. I kid you not. This you just sold me on this book.
Right on. I
100%.
appreciate that. Thank
And
you.
I am a very big anime reader as my husband DJ Goyebi mentioned. But I will tell you, I think your book should also be influenced on teenagers. Let these
Mhm.
teens learn about the origin of hip hop. Let these teens learn about every single person on this call and their experiences with hip hop and how that's influenced the, the the current climate of your life, right?
Mm.
I say
Um,
put it in the schools.
Yo. Well,
I make it happen, Captain. Tag me in, I'll do it.
you know, A, I appreciate what you just said. Thank you very much. It means a lot. B, Routledge actually is a publishing company that specifically targets universities and academia. So
Mm-hmm.
the way we wrote the book and my background as a college student, I have a bachelor's in psychology. I went to Baruch College here in New York City. So I wrote the book like I was writing a paper, a thesis. So I
Mm.
had my argument, and then over the course of 300 plus pages, I'm making my case. And by the end of the fifth chapter, there's 5 chapters, right? And by the end of the fifth chapter of the book, I put an exclamation point on my argument. And it's like argued my thesis. Because again, I was really bothered by the narrative that was floating around social media, excluding other races from this beautiful culture that
Mm-hmm.
was catching fire. This new talk about hip hop culture belonging to black people exclusively. That's the word, exclusively, that we have to hone in on because, again, black folk are the vanguards of this culture. But you can't tell me that there weren't important white graffiti writers. You can't tell me that there weren't important Latino, specifically Puerto Ricans, breaking in the
Mm-hmm.
formative years of this culture growing. So I wrote the book like I was putting together a college paper in a way. And so the idea of it being in schools makes perfect sense. And I think people need to learn about this culture beyond the artistry. Like again, earlier I was referencing the OGs that get in front of a camera and the first thing they say is, I'm the first to rap. I'm the first to write graffiti. I'm the first to DJ. I'm the first female rapper. I'm the first. And it's like, so we're reducing this amazing culture to who did what first. Not,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Not the fact that you did pick up a microphone and start rapping, or a record and start scratching it, or a piece of cardboard and started breaking on it, or stole a graffiti can from a hardware store and started painting on the city, literally using the city as your canvas. You did all those things because you were poor. You did all those things because you were marginalized. You did all
Mm-hmm.
those things because of policies that were being implemented by our government that kept you redlined in the Bronx, separated from white people in Manhattan. That's why you did those things. And my thing is like, you're going to get in front of a camera and talk about superficial shit like, I was the first to do this. And it's like, why? Why?
It's the drunk uncle at the barbecue syndrome, talking about what he used to do back in the days.
Right.
Absolutely. Big
Right.
facts.
And my thing is this culture is so much bigger than who did what first.
Yeah, exactly.
This culture exists because of redlining, urban planning, a fiscal crisis in New York City, defunding the police. You know, that's a catchphrase now that has, you know, been running rampant on social media, you know, with social justice warriors and shit like that. Defund the police. Yo, the police were actually defunded in the 1970s. And that's why you had gangs running shit in New York City. You couldn't fucking leave your block without getting jumped by a gang in the 1970s. I know this because my brother used to run in gangs. And I saw how that shit fucking impacted my family. I saw what it did to my mom. You know what I'm saying? And when my brother turned to hip hop, shit started changing, right? My mom cried less because he was indoors more often having fun on my dad's equipment. And instead of being out in the street robbing people and my mom getting calls from fucking 115 precinct, come get your son. He's in a jail cell right now. And my mom fucking dragging me out of school to go get my brother out of fucking a cell, right? Now he's spending his time indoors being creative. Hip hop saved so many lives. And when I hear an OG get in front of a camera and just want to make it about what he or she did first, it's like, yo, you're doing the culture a disservice because, or maybe you don't know any better and you don't understand the history of this shit, but I do. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad that I went to school and I took Black Studies courses. I'm glad I went to school and took political science courses and studied anthropology and sociology and took speech class because that experience of going to college, you know, earlier we were talking about dropping out, right? I stayed in school, and because I had that college experience, it prepared me to have these conversations in a way that went beyond the creativity. Because yeah, this shit is fun, and DJing and scratching and touring and groupies and all that stuff, yeah, like that happens, right? And that's a part of this culture. But when you look underneath all that shit and stop to consider that the reason we're on this Zoom is because poor, marginalized, disenfranchised Black and Latino kids turn to this bastardized way of expressing their creativity through dance, through music, through art. I mean, somebody has to talk about it, man. So that's why I wrote the book. And I do feel that the book would be great in schools because it would give people deeper insight on hip hop culture. Because when you say hip hop now, if you Google hip hop images on your computer or your phone, you're gonna see pictures of Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. And to me, that is a very small fragment of what our culture is about.
Yeah.